Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Apocalypse Movies, and this is a brand new episode of the Fandalorian Club, our review special for The Mandalorian, the Star Wars television show that is on Disney Plus. And this is our season finale. This is just like The Mandalorian. This is our season finale here at Apocalypse Movies. I am Jake Berlin, aka Qui-Gonn Jake, as I go by my Star Wars name. And today I am joined by Mr. Grand Admiral Avolicino himself, and for the first time on the show, Admiral Akbar's, the perfect episode to be on the show. For this season of the Fandalorian Club. But yeah, so just before we get started on some thoughts here, a little rundown of what we do here on the show. We essentially go through the episode beat by beat, and we talk about what happened. Theories, speculations, Easter eggs, things that we like, don't like, that type of stuff. We just break it down in complete spoiler fashion, and we have some fun doing it at the same time. And so, because there's a lot to talk about with this episode, let's get into it, guys. Before we get to scene by scene, initial thoughts, reactions. What do you think of the episode?
Taika Waititi can't do anything. anything. I want him to direct everything I ever watch from here on out.
I'm with you.
For me, his directing is exactly the type of stuff I like. Like humor, but seriousness. Knows how to put a sad point in there. It's perfect. Perfect. Episode show.
Yeah, this was everyone that we were talking about something weeks back now. Doing something that he's working. I think we were just talking about JoJo. But sense that like one of you was saying his coming out party was Thor Ragnarok.
I think that was me.
It might have been you, and then somebody else said, "No, I think it's this one." You said that.
I think JoJo was like his true coming out party.
I would say it's Thor.
Yeah,
but you get the sense of the Thor Ragnarok in this episode.
Yeah.
It really feels like that.
The opening scene.
Yeah, just that alone.
So good.
The best.
And that's definitely a style. And having, we talked about you definitely tell his style.
Yeah.
100%.
It's everything you just said. Obviously, the humor and stuff. It's just one sad thing.
Yeah.
Or two, depending on. But, this is a great episode.
Yeah, I love this episode. I
watched, droid, right? Isn't he the droid?
Yeah, he's IG-11. Yeah, he plays IG-11.
Yeah.
I watched it twice, so I got.
So did I.
I had to watch it again.
I was gonna ask.
This is the only episode I watched twice, and I was like, I was wanting to watch it.
Yeah, I had to watch it twice. It was so good. It's so much fun. I think that you summed it up perfectly. Like he does things comedically so well, and then he kind of has that like serious moment, within that moment. And the first scene did that so beautifully, and there was a lot of it throughout the entire episode. But yeah, let's just get to it, guys. I mean, the opening scene here, it's the first time in the season, if I'm not mistaken, that it's picked up directly from where it's taken off the last episode. Yeah. It's essentially the two past episodes were one giant episode together. And so at first we start off with these scout troopers. We see that they have Baby Yoda, and we don't officially know that Quill is dead until the end of the episode when he buries him. But they have Baby Yoda. We get on this thing with them, and they're waiting outside the city to get clearance to go in. They have Baby Yoda, and these two scout troopers have this interaction with Baby Yoda. One of them is wanting to see it, making sure it's okay. The other is like, no, get away. And we came to find out later that it's Adam Pally and Jason Sudeikis voicing these stormtroopers. What a great scene. What a great opening, and a great introduction to Taika directing this episode. So good.
The best. It might be my favorite part of the whole entire.
Really?
I was hysterically laughing.
The episode or the series?
Maybe the series.
Oh,
like
wow.
Wow. I was. It's because it's the whole thing was such Star Wars. He just killed an officer. Someone interrupted him, so he shot him, and then they start shooting the can and miss every single time, and he shakes.
Well, what I love
the whole thing.
That stuff that we don't see that kind of any Star Wars anything. That stuff that these guys probably do.
Oh, 100%.
Especially these like newer ones.
Oh yeah,
just regular people, sort of regular people. So
good.
Yeah, them having that silly conversation. Well, the thing I liked is I just started. We watched last week's and back to back.
Which is the perfect way to do it, because it's essentially one
That's
giant
exactly
episode.
it's
one giant episode.
I
just
want
like
to
that.
do
Yeah,
that.
super jealous.
Yeah.
And the last one ended more or less And it just we just saw the wreckage or the aftermath. We didn't really know what happened. This one opened right with.
Didn't it end with them swooping?
Well, it ended with them swooping Baby Yoda, but the last scene was Quill on the ground.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And we didn't know if he was dead or alive.
Right. And this one picks up with the actual chase and what happened. Which is really cool. And then you get into that scene with the two of them, and that was great. It was like you said, the opening of bring up Thor, but it's like that opening, or even opening of Jojo Rabbit, where they're in the woods with, you know, it was just something really silly, a silly conversation between these two guys, and they're just bored waiting to.
Yeah, and you immediately get his directing, like you knew
it's a Taika episode as soon as
exactly, you knew it was him.
Well, that's the thing, because I forgot about it until they were talking, and then I remembered, this is the Taika Waititi.
God. And then they easily become the two most hated people, actors and characters.
I don't know. I can't explain how pissed off I was when they hit
3 times.
I could not believe that they actually they actually did it.
So they Sudeikis
100%.
hit him, bonked him on the head twice, and then the other guy full on.
And it wasn't even hitting. It was when he was squealing. It was like. Dude, no.
I'm not gonna even. I was gonna say it. Baby Yoda reminds me of old crazy Yoda so much
from Empire.
Yes, and from
you can understand Luke doing that.
Yes, and just
he's eating his food.
Yeah, eating his food.
He's
stuff like putting stuff in his mouth. Yeah. So when he bonks him on the head, he just makes this noise that sounds like crazy old Yoda, and it makes me laugh. In no way am I saying it's hilarious that it's punching a baby funny, but his reactions every time he got knocked was just racked me up. And how they couldn't hit the can, and they weren't even close.
Oh, that's the next best part. And they're just shooting was it a can? It looked like a landmine. It looked like a landmine to me.
It did look like a landmine, but I'm
maybe just some scrap or something. But I mean, the on-running joke of stormtroopers can't shoot, and then you see Sudeikis. Well, you see Sudeikis do this. Like there's a malfunction in the gun.
It just sounds like a paint can.
Yeah, and so I guess it's still up in the air whether they can shoot or not shoot, or if it's the gun that actually does it. But it was a really funny scene that came out of nowhere, and again, that's just an ode to Taika and what he does as a director.
They made a great joke about it a couple episodes ago with you guys talked about it, where the Bill Burr, where he's like,
"Oh, that's right,
yeah, right,
yeah, that's right." All right.
One other thing, when they kept sitting over the walkie, when they're just like,
"Oh yeah,
should we come in? No, hold on, he just killed 3 of his
It was
own
super
men. Casual,
super casual,
and then he just no, he just shot an officer for interrupting him. It's such a Empire type thing where they just kill off their own people, but it's just casual. Oh, well, he's dead.
So we move on from there, and we see that IG-11 pops up, which is something that we talked about last episode. He was the kind of thing that we were pointing out, how they were going to be saved. The way we thought it was going to happen was that he was going to take the gunship. He does it in a way cooler fashion. He gets on this speeder, right?
He takes out those 2
troopers. Well, no, 100%. Yeah, he definitely takes him out. He breaks one of the arms and then shoots the rest of them.
Smashes one into the other speeder.
And so
it was wild.
He takes the speeder, and before we get to the actual speeder chase, though, after the title shows and everything, it's titled Redemption. It goes to Gideon standing outside the bar with Mando, Cara, and Grief standing inside the bar, and they're having that conversation. And this is the scene where we learn a bunch of backstory on these characters. We've learned that Cara Dune is from Alderaan, that's her home planet. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually didn't even call her Cara. Did I hear
she had a full name?
It was Cara Lynn.
I think it was Thea. I think they call her Thea or something.
Thea,
yeah. And then we hear Mando's name, which is Din.
Dehan.
I looked it up.
Din Djarin.
Din Djarin. You are right.
Djarin?
I think it's Din Djarin. Yeah, and I will look that up as we're talking.
It's so
about
funny because last, what was it? Was it last Mando episode?
Din Djarin.
Last Mando episode, you were like, "Oh, we're finally going to find out Baby Yoda's name," and it wasn't Baby Yoda's name.
It was his name. It was
his name, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I kind of like that better.
I like that it was just revealed so subtly, like he was just talking about it.
He went through the typical bad guy spills everything.
Yeah, which is awesome.
But it did it perfectly. Sorry.
It was really cool, and I think that Giancarlo Esposito is perfect.
I love him.
He is
for this
I've always
character.
loved him.
Perfect.
He's going back to he's the detective trying to figure everything out, and one of the usual suspects.
Obviously, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Yeah, he's
His
Menace on
voice.
there as well, right? I didn't really. I know he was a pretty memorable had memorable death. I think.
Yep.
On what one? Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
So, yeah, I love him. I was glad to see him pop up. And he's a Moff.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It's weird that...
Not a grand
Well,
Moff.
we don't know.
How long after Empire is this? I mean,
this is 5
Jedi?
years.
After Return of the Jedi?
5 years after Return of the Jedi. And so, but
Former
what happens at
ISB.
the end of the episode might clarify why he's still a Moff going on and everything's kind of happening. And so,
well, I believe they said like after I forget where it was. Maybe it was Rebels, where they said like even after the Empire, these Moffs took over planets if they were their own.
Probably still trying to hold on to what the Empire was and everything like that. So moving on from him revealing the backstory of Mando and Cara Dune and a little bit of Grief Karga, just knowing that he's there. This is when we get the cool conversation of Grief Karga essentially saying, what about the Mandalorians? And or like he says something along that lines, and Cara Dune says the Mandalorian isn't a race, and he says it's a creed, and then we get this whole backstory.
Well, he reveals that he wasn't born on Mandalorian.
Well, exactly, he officially wasn't born on Mandalorian.
A lot of the most famous ones are not.
Exactly,
Jango Fett wasn't.
Well, I mean that's a huge game changer because anyone could be a man.
Well, in Mandalorian,
not even human.
Mandalorian is one of the closest kept secrets of Star Wars. There's a lot of secrets around it, a la Yoda and his species.
It's funny because those two are like pretty big secrets, and they're in the same show.
Yeah,
it's one of those things I was really hoping in the trilogy.
Yeah,
about something about. But
saving it for the show. Saving it for the show.
I guess
it's coming.
It's probably a lot. Well, it probably maybe lends better to television.
Yeah. You can just do a lot more, and it sticks to its own and everything like that.
Before you go further, while he was giving his bad guy spiel, he was talking about Purge and stuff like that.
How he went to Mandalore, and they wiped out their people, and they knocked him off the planet essentially. And
Mandalorian, I'm still gonna keep calling him Mandalorian. It just sounds so. He knew instantly that was him.
Oh yeah,
because they were like, he's like that's.
And we're 100% going to get that in season 2. There will 100% be some kind of flashback scene or something.
Yeah,
with that going on.
I mean, he was like, "That's Moff Gideon," and they're like, "No, he was killed or executed for war crimes."
Yeah,
that's a huge.
Which is interesting. Like maybe this whole battalion of his is like a rogue section of the Empire that went off, and they're not part of the Empire that got destroyed.
Yeah,
and they're still doing their thing. Yeah. Very possible.
So, and Mandalorian said, like, no, that's Moff Gideon. Yeah. He was there when I was taken.
Super, super interesting. Good tease for season 2 as well. Yeah. But yeah, then we get this big flashback scene, the scene that we've kind of been waiting for this entire sequence, with the droids taking over his planet, killing his parents. And we see that all the theories of, oh my God, Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to save him, or someone that we know, or whatever. It was the Mandalorians, and it made the perfect sense as to what happened. We get the backstory of, he was a foundling, and they took him in, and they raised him in the arts of being a Mandalorian. And the biggest takeaway from this scene is that it wasn't just a clan of Mandalorians.
Nope.
It was the Vizsla clan of Mandalorians, which is big on Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah, Death...
Well, not Death Watch, but the Vizsla clan. There's a section that calls them Death Watch, but the whole Vizsla clan are blue with that emblem on their shoulders, which is huge tiebacks to Clone Wars. Because Pre-Vizsla, and we know, obviously going back to the end of the episode, Pre-Vizsla for the longest time was the holder of the Darksaber. For the longest time. And, he was a part of Mandalorian. And he voiced Favreau, or Favreau voiced him. And then, I don't know if you caught this, but the heavy Mandalorian that was going head to head with Mando in that episode, and then they saved it in episode 3, Deborah Chow's episode, where they came.
The big one.
Yeah, the big one. The big one.
Flying at the
so that was Favreau.
Yes.
That was Favreau.
Oh, really? Was it?
But that was Paz Vizsla.
Oh, wow, really?
It was a Vizsla. It was confirmed.
Oh, okay.
So he was part of the Vizsla clan, and maybe that's why they have a little bit of a beef. Going back to it now. But yeah, Pre-Vizsla was voiced by Favreau, and so a cool connection here, because that could be another thing going on in season 2.
Wild. Wild. I didn't even catch them. That's who it was the first time.
Yeah.
I watched it again. I was like,
very cool sequence too. With the like they've been using the Mandalorians very well so far. Even just in the 2 episodes, they've been using them very well so far as action goes.
It leaves you wanting more, wanting knowing.
Well, I think season 2 was heavily gonna dive into that.
Do we know what? So that planet is clearly not Mandalorian.
No, we don't know what it is. We don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
No idea.
Where he's from, yeah.
Yeah, we have no idea where he's from. Could be an interesting little
seeing
reveal.
those flashbacks, we kept assuming probably I guess was, and it was taken over.
I just keep finding it interesting that droids from prequels are the ones that he sees in the flashback.
Well, I think that's the Clone Wars.
I guess, yeah.
That's happening during.
So say he's probably about 6, 7, 8 years old in that flashback, right?
Yeah, probably.
And you jump about. He's probably around 40 years old in the season.
Probably,
so I think that's jump about 30 years or so.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would think it would definitely fit the timeline.
Yeah.
And remember, it also took place. The droids were going on during episode 3 too, and there still could have been remnants after episode 3.
I love the super battle droids.
Yeah.
Ones that have.
Yeah.
They're so. Oh, they look so good in the show.
The special effects are ridiculous.
Yeah.
The TIE fighter is. The effects looked ridiculous.
That was insane.
It
And
looks good.
to me, I feel like they're probably were a little conservative on their budget for this one.
Oh, yeah.
And now the success of this, can you imagine what we might be able to get
Even more.
as far as in the next season?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really, really cool.
You can see that. Well, they were using stop motion for IG-8 or 11.
Yeah.
So, which I thought looked pretty good.
I think he looks amazing.
So,
I think the way that he moves looks amazing.
Yeah. That and I mean they're still using baby puppet and it doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't get that vibe.
Yeah.
You do sometimes.
Well, but it goes back to what it's like with Quill with the practical effects, and then Yoda in the original trilogy. Yeah. We see it, but it doesn't affect our viewing. Like that's kind of what we want to see. That I want to see that personally.
Who Herner Warzog. Thank you for bullying them into keeping him a puppet and not because that was probably a game-changing save for this show.
All right, so moving on to the next scene after the flashback, we get right back into the speeder chase with IG-11. But before he goes all ham on all these stormtroopers in town, we get the quick little sequence that I can watch on repeat for an hour straight of Baby Yoda laughing and smiling on the seat on the speeder, just enjoying life like a dog in the wind. Incredible. Just a small little sequence, but again, goes back to Waititi. A small little just hope moment.
And before that, him announcing that he's a nurse droid.
Yes, which played multiple times during the episode.
It was just so funny to think of him as a nurse droid.
Oh, he was I said he was Baymax. I called him Baymax.
Yeah, perfect.
Good call.
Yeah, there you go.
There
He's
you go.
spraying him with the back disc.
Yeah, that's good call.
His finger,
that's good call. So then we get to this cool action sequence. He's going through the town of Navarro, the planet Navarro, just wrecking stormtroopers, and Baby Yoda is literally on a knapsack in front of him. But at one point he does turn around. He does turn around.
Him around and just keeps going.
Very cool sequence, and then all of a sudden all these stormtroopers are like, okay, what the hell is going on? But magically, every single one of them turns around. And then the 3 of them in the bar just start going ham, and this all giant action sequence breaks out. Very, very, very cool.
Can you imagine being an that?
Yeah.
Like
just being shot by one of them would be cool.
Oh, God.
They're all making the gun.
Oh, yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. 100%.
Yeah.
I would. And then just have them, mute it later on in post.
Oh, yeah. I know he was behind the scenes of episode 1. Phantom Menace. Qui-Gonn and Ewan McGregor were doing the and Lucas had to be like, can you guys not make this sound?
Dude.
Sorry, and they kept doing it.
Could you imagine us being on the set in that scene and just hearing and like just saying rolling, and then everyone going pew 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 pew, and, like the entire thing going on? That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool.
Laura Dern in Last Jedi, you literally see her going.
You see her doing it. Yeah, they left it in. Which I think is hilarious.
So I mean, this is really cool. Big action sequence. I love that. So TV's going on.
Charlie am I hitting power on the TV? Thanks.
This is where we learn the this big giant machine gun, this big giant turret that goes on that was wrecking shock troopers from Cara Dune. That thing is massive, man.
E-Web.
Yeah, the E-Web cannon. That's what they call it.
And he said it was an improved version.
Death Star tech?
No, I think it's just a giant
like
cannon.
I thought he was alluding to that when he was.
Well, he said it was an improved version of ones we've seen before, which I immediately thought of Empire on Hoth when they set it up, which literally was exactly how they set it up.
Yeah, you're right.
And then put it, and they just started.
Because he said it to, he was saying it when he was talking to Gina Carano.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't know if
he alluded to the destruction of her planet. So I immediately thought, okay, that's another Death Star gun.
Well, I took it more
at that time period.
Like
it
minimized.
Sense. It wouldn't make sense at that time period.
That's what I assumed.
I took it more as that thing
destroy everything.
Right.
Which
he said he took out her whole platoon with it.
And then we go on from this scene. Mando gets blown up. Gideon shoots the power source of the gun, blows it up, and then we get this scene where he's gonna die. Right, and Cara Dune, trying to help him, trying to take the helmet off, doesn't ask.
She's refusing to.
Exactly, and then he asks her to save Baby Yoda, and IG-11 stays back with him, and we get this cool moment between them. Droid Mando. Mando doesn't like droids, but they kind of get a connection here.
Especially that one.
Well, he tells Cara to give him a warrior's death.
Yeah,
let him.
And then the second she leaves, IG-11. He's like, just do it. Like, because he's like, if the droid wants to do it, and he's like, I'm not programmed to do it.
There's a little more. First was introduced. 5?
4.
Okay. She's pretty good. She's definitely gotten better, but it's a little.
Yeah, it's a little cardboard.
It's limited.
Yeah,
it's still a little limited.
Definitely,
she's gotten better as an actress over the years.
Definitely.
I almost don't mind it because I feel like her character wouldn't really super emotional. Her type of character kind of rough and tough.
Even if she's rough and tough, though, you gotta be able to act rough and tough.
Definitely, that's what I'm saying. She's definitely got a history, and she's got some depth. So more than just if she was just there just to beat up people. I mean, she essentially is, but they've given her some.
Well, this role is way different than when she was in Deadpool. That
her
role was to beat up people. That role was to beat up people.
Fast and Furious, whichever one that was.
6.
5?
I enjoyed her more in these than.
Oh, definitely.
I think she's way
better.
She's way better.
Yeah. Well, remember how she started? She was the lead in an action movie and got voiced over. Yeah. And which the movie was awesome.
Yeah.
But, so quickly before we move on to what happened afterwards, but we get a cool little Baby Yoda moment here where he blocks some flames coming in.
He kills someone.
Well, yes, he does, but
Baby Yoda's first kill. I saw people have him go over and drink the blood of his enemy. People were going on Twitter going nuts. Because the memes that have been coming from Baby Yoda are amazing. When he's just good. Kill. Or what's the one where he's disintegrating people?
Yeah, he says, do it.
The memes that come from Baby Yoda.
So after the flamethrower stuff where Baby Yoda blocks it and Cara Dune, Grief Karga, and Baby Yoda go down the hatch, IG-11's there with Mando, and this is when he says, just do it, kill me. And he says, no, I'm a nurse droid, I'm going to help you. And he said, I need to take your helmet off. And he says, no, I can't take it off. And he says, no living thing can see me or else I can't put it back on. He says, well, I'm not a living
Immediately,
thing.
I knew.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, if we're ever going to see him without his helmet off, it's kind of the perfect time.
Yeah.
It's the perfect time. And again, the next scene, we saw him with the helmet back on. Yeah. And so it's a cool moment. We get to see Pedro Pascal for the first time, maybe for a while.
I know. How Alex Damon summed it up perfectly. You held your breath when Vader got his helmet taken off. You were like,
yeah, no.
And it's just a normal person, but you were like, oh, okay,
it's Pedro Pascal.
Hey, it's Pedro Pascal.
Exactly. He's not deformed. He's just Pedro Pascal.
That's exactly what I said. I was like,
it's him.
So we get to see his face, and then, like I said,
he's all messed up, man.
Yeah, he's beaten to hell. He's bleeding out his gut. But you had mentioned it. The Bacta coming out from IG-11, cleaning him up.
Well, he knew right where to shoot him too.
Yes.
Yeah. Did anyone other than me for a half second think that he might actually die and maybe someone else take over for him? No,
nah, never really.
I kind of was like, oh,
I can see that.
Never crossed my mind.
But I can see that. But
no way. So just fast forwarding a little bit, right? This next scene, we see Mando back with IG-11 catching up to the group. And this is where we get the cool Mando stuff in the tunnels with the blacksmith. I don't think she has a name yet. Is that right?
I just call her Lady Blacksmith.
Do you know who that is?
Her name is Emily Swallow, an actress, but nothing major. But yeah, there's no other blacksmith.
Pile of those helmets, man.
Yeah, I mean they all left their stuff behind, and she's breaking it down. I imagine for Beskar.
Oh yeah,
right?
Oh, that's what I see.
Yeah, just getting a load of Beskar from all this stuff.
She said, she wasn't leaving.
It was all.
Well, yeah, no, that was she was pushing the cart. She was pushing the cart full of stuff. She says, "I'm not leaving all of this."
I'm assuming that. I mean, that almost kind of. I almost got like it's like tradition. Like you don't leave man stuff behind.
Probably, because there's so little of it. Probably too. And this is where we get a cool little backstory moment from her telling Mando what he needs to do. But that comes after he is officially a Mandalorian. He gets his signet, and I called it.
Yeah,
the Mudhorn is his signet. I called it back in episode 2.
When I saw that, I went,
Knew it.
"Oh crap! Here we go." Jake nailed that one. We're gonna hear that for the next year.
Knew it. But what was really cool how she said it though. She said, "This is your signet. You are now a clan of 2," meaning him and Yoda, which is very interesting going forward. What that means for them.
She said,
two.
"You're his father." Now.
Yeah. Well, until you find the plan and everything.
Well, then
like
that's what I was gonna say. We get sort of some backstory on.
Yeah. She knows about that.
She
maybe
she
a little
about
bit,
Yoda's,
yeah. But she knows about the Force. Like she.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
She
Yeah.
Was that the first mention of the Jedi?
Yes, first mention of the show. In the show, yeah.
Sorcerer.
Well, no, she said Jedi.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like they kept saying the word sorcerers
Yeah.
too. That scene.
Well, and he clearly doesn't trust them because they're sorcerers.
Yeah.
She knows what they are, but I think it's almost like she wants him to find out for himself.
Something. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, didn't she even kind of say that the Jedi were bad? I'm pretty sure she said
There's
they're
people
not
that
to be
think
trusted.
that was the spin that the Emperor put out there when he took over.
Especially how far out they were too. You never know.
I'm pretty sure she said something along the lines that the Jedi were bad.
Maybe,
but like
possibly.
The Force isn't bad.
The Jedi tried to assassinate me.
Yeah.
And then, we mentioned this when we were doing our review the other night. Spoiler discussion of
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Greatest movie of all
time. Remember, I asked like, well, how did we talk about the Force healing and how does the Yoda know how to do that? And I think you were like, well, maybe that's something their race can do.
Seems like it. Yeah, seems like it. They're alluding to it.
I think Yoda's can do.
Maybe.
I really do.
Well, we're gonna find out because it seems like season 2 is heavily gonna focus on that. It seems like season 2 is gonna be an
trying to find. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's no way there's a whole.
I don't know, man. We're gonna find out. Remember, this is in the hands of Favreau and Filoni. Yeah. That's the thing. Like Favreau and Filoni,
which makes me grin every time because those guys aren't gonna screw this up, and it's not someone that we haven't heard of that did a good job in some stuff. It is the perfect people to have make sure this succeeds.
Yeah, a very, very cool scene. And then it finishes with her awesome action sequence.
You said the jetpack, right?
Oh, that's right. She gives him the jetpack. Right. And very, very interesting how that works, though, by the way, how she described that, how it has to listen to you. And it's also magnetic on the back of them, which is really cool.
And you have to train in it. Rising Phoenix.
Yes, and he said he trained it as a boy.
I've seen a lot of people didn't like that, but I kind of dug it. I kind of like how it
fits with the Mandalore. It fits with the creed of how they do things.
Yeah, it listens to you. It was almost like a living being, almost the way she was describing it. And
what's her name has one?
Sabine.
Sabine. Yeah, Sabine has one. Yeah.
So
every Mandalorian that we've seen so far before him has had one.
Yeah.
Or most of them, I should say. Not every single one.
I liked it. The Rising Phoenix thing, they were like, oh, that's cheesy. I'm like, it's kind of cool. It reminds me of like a karate thing. You have to train in a certain...
It goes back to me saying that the Mandalorians are very much like the Native American people, where there's a lot of stuff going on with what they do and how they do it.
There's a reason for everything.
Yes, there's a backstory behind everything. And they have to train in it. They have to be honored with it. They have to earn it, like that type of stuff. And it's very cool because it's the first time we've ever seen this type of stuff in Star Wars, outside of the Jedi, obviously, and their traditions. But
I love it because
very,
you're not
very
just
cool.
Thrown everything. Here's this loaded guy, all the weapons, all this, and blah blah blah. It's showing.
Yeah, like he's a 40-year-old getting a jetpack for the first time.
Yeah,
if we're guessing his age.
Yeah. That's why I mentioned like Sabine has one. She's so young.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I think did the show start off?
I think she started with one.
She had one, but remember, she's from royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
She's from royalty, so it could be. And we don't know what the different rules are for different clans.
Yeah, right.
So it could be very different.
We'll get back to her.
Playing
Yeah.
at
The
the
end.
But yeah, it goes to her action scene, and she's mopping up stormtroopers with these hammers
Oh,
and
when
her,
she's
with her
there,
weapons.
She was kneeling.
I was
100%.
like, no,
I was like,
100%.
they're gonna get rid of her.
She's gonna destroy these,
Yeah.
and it was violent because there's pieces flying everywhere,
Yes.
man.
Like
was-
she smacked the jaw. Like it looked like she almost like smacked someone's jaw off, and then gets thrown in this smoldering pit. Oh, that part.
Stormtrooper armor is throughout the whole.
weak.
It's the worst.
So weak. Like, why use it? Why
I think
continue to use
I
it?
almost-
Stormy,
Yeah.
sorry, you. I mean, lucky you're here with us.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
even all the way through to the new trilogy.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, but
I think that kind of for me it excuses the like them being such crappy shots, stuff like that. Like you don't it's cheap. Like to me it's
Which
like
it should
mass
be.
produced cheap
Yeah.
stuff and
Oh, yeah,
their
absolutely.
guns,
Literally
blah, blah,
like
blah.
movie props.
Like
Yeah.
in Force Awakens when the gas was flooding the
Oh, and he was saying that they
was like
can't flood out
fills without
toxins.
smoke,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
can't
would
flood out
think
toxins.
that-
Yeah, you would think they would think of that.
And
Yeah,
that
right.
that
But-
those types of things make me like okay with the fact that they suck at shooting.
Well, and it's the
Stuff
one
like
thing of
that.
Star Wars that everyone harps on. That's like the funny little gag, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Like it's all. It's
Oh,
from the very
they're
beginning.
cannon fodder.
Yeah,
for-
from
for-
the very
for the
beginning.
Jedi.
It's
So-
literally canon now that they
Yeah.
suck at shooting and stuff like that. So it's perfect. She
Um,
works them,
Yes. Oh, it's.
and she's alive. That's the best part.
I
Oh,
need
yeah,
to
yeah,
see
right.
more of her. I
Me
need
too.
to see more of her,
Yeah.
man. She's.
I love
awesome.
her voice.
Yeah, I need to see more of her.
Yeah.
So this is where we get to the lava river, and they're on the boat, and not much happens in this whole sequence, but we get the IG-11 sacrifice, and it's a callback to episode 1.
You
Well,
forgot the astromech
astromech
that has
droid.
Oh,
arms
that
and
with the legs. Yeah. And
When I saw that, I was like, Transformer?
an upgraded astromech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a little gondolier guy. He's even kind of like singing when he's doing it.
Yeah,
He's
right.
going, and she just
Yeah.
shoots his head off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get to the IG-11 sacrifice, and a callback to season 1 with the grenade. Blows up a battalion of troopers waiting for them outside the tunnel.
Did anyone not think he was going to die by then?
I was hoping, but I knew that it was probably.
You mean IG-11?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
figured that
second
they were going to make
showed
it.
the
Yeah.
in the first episode, you're like,
Well,
damn,
I mentioned Baymax because
yeah,
he.
sacrifice.
I can tell your voice. You're
Oh, yeah.
sad. Like,
Yeah.
So
He
that's
legitimately
exactly-
was like, no.
Well, and a cool turnaround
Yeah, right.
for Mando and the droids.
Oh, exactly.
And he's starting to kind
Which
of.
I love. This thing I love about the character, and people complaining that it was too slow. There's nothing happened. He's played so well, just in voice, and whoever is in the suit.
If
I mean,
anyone says this show is slow, get
oh,
out.
people are. Yeah, it's
Oh
weird,
my
but
God, it's
I think it's great, and the way his voice performance as well. But whoever's in the suit is doing well. You can sense the
yeah.
With the head tilts and the
Yeah.
body language and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta-
Pedro Pascal, and I think there's two. I think I heard
Two other
there's
guys?
two other guys doing it.
Okay.
They're so good.
yeah, right.
They're so like in sync with
Mhm.
each other.
Yes,
that it's
that's a good.
You
yeah,
can't
right.
you can't tell if that who's who, which one, anything. It's perfect.
So we get the stormtroopers get blown up by IG-11. He sacrifices himself to save them. But this is where Moff Gideon comes in with the TIE Fighter, with his TIE Fighter, trying to wreck shop, and we get the jetpack scene. He uses it, jumps above him.
You forgot the best part. Baby, use the hand thing.
Oh,
Do the
yeah.
hand
Carl
thing.
Weathers.
And it just goes.
Yeah, he starts waving.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, a very cool action sequence here. He attaches himself to the TIE Fighter, takes down Gideon with a bomb. Obviously,
the whole scene was.
obviously, we know that Gideon's not done because it doesn't blow up. It just crashes.
Immediately what we said, we
yeah.
were like, okay, well, it didn't explode.
Yeah, exactly.
What's with everyone surviving their TIE fighters now?
Yeah,
Kylo
no,
Ren
Kylo,
survived
yeah.
it. Now this guy's surviving it.
and that one was way worse. But
Yeah.
I really like
Giancarlo?
yeah,
Esposito?
but on the
Moff Gideon?
Gideon,
Moff
yeah.
Gideon,
I like his
I like that name.
his TIE Fighter. I've never seen
the flat wings.
fold up
the
like
flat
that.
Dude,
I've
wings,
never
yeah.
seen that.
When it
Super
landed
cool.
in episode 7.
Again, but
I never-
it might be a
Never
Moff
noticed
thing.
that.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
specific
it
to
landed.
him.
I'm like,
Maybe.
Because we
usually
see
just land right on
like Kylo had his own, Vader had his own, the stormtroopers have their own.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's specific to
Right.
his.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe it's a range.
He may have
thing.
designed it
Exactly.
himself.
Very well.
Yeah,
Very well
so.
could have. But yeah, a very cool scene. He's trying to murder the hell out of them, but Mando takes him down. Cool action scene to kind of end the episode. And then the crew kind of goes their separate ways.
That's probably the only thing that annoyed me.
Well, it's not like we're not
Kara,
gonna,
stop separating.
it's not like we're not going to see them again, though.
I know,
Absolutely.
but I'm just sitting there like, she's gonna be his like number 2 the whole time. Just
Sure.
go with him.
And Carl Weathers as well. I like his turn.
I kind of like how Carl.
Yeah, he
Weathers-
says if you want to ever come back to the guild, you have a spot.
Yeah.
Like you got any bounty you want. Like
Right.
he's,
And then when
he'll help him
after he does
anytime.
it, he's like, "Your rank just went up."
Yeah.
He's like a video game. Like,
and then he's trying to recruit Kara too at the
Yeah.
same time, which is
it's
really
like,
cool.
they've got some clerical errors that we need to go through first.
Yeah, but yeah, they separate. So Grief Karga and Cara Dune stay on Navarro. Mando and Baby Yo stay on the ship. Did anybody for a split second think that Gideon was on the ship?
No.
I thought Gideon was going to be on the ship when he walked up.
I figured he was going to be crashed, and
just in the wreckage. And
I thought
what happened, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, neither
but,
did I. I thought the last thing we would have saw was him just
him getting
opening
out.
the hatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, let's get.
He
to the
did
big
not
moment.
open no hatch.
Let's get to the big moment. Yeah, so the big moment here, the final shot of the episode is panning to Gideon's crashed TIE fighter, and we see a bunch of Jawas going after the wreckage as
Of
usual.
course. Yeah.
Same old,
I
same
love
old.
that. They're like rats,
So-
and they know they're like rats. They're scourging. They were within seconds.
Yeah.
They're already there.
Well, not only but they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. I think they're on every planet.
Weird.
I think they're.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
They're like rats. They're literally like.
But they're not just on Tatooine. Like they're.
No,
It seems like
they're everywhere.
That's so odd.
And rats are
And
like.
they're scavenger. Like
yeah, they immediately scavenge the second that thing is in the ground,
crazy.
crashed.
Yeah.
They're picking it for parts.
But yeah, this is where we see all of a sudden we see something coming through the TIE fighter. Maybe like a little flamethrower gun or something. But nope.
plasma thing.
Nope.
I thought it was just gonna be a
Yeah.
fire.
Nope. We see the Darksaber from Clone Wars and Rebels. What a jaw-dropping moment
I
here.
belted out.
What a
Me too.
jaw-dropping
No!
moment. Like, wow. Absolutely
I got
wow.
chills.
And this
Never-
means a lot of things.
Oh,
A lot of things. So here's a little breakdown. If
that
you've
thing
never seen
set it
Rebels,
up for like more than 2
if you have not seen
seasons.
Rebels or Clone Wars, the Darksaber was in both of them. And again, it's a Mandalorian weapon. It's not a lightsaber. It's a weapon of the Mandalore people.
The only
or Creed, I should
the
say.
only
The only
Mandalorian
Mandalorian
Jedi.
And so, what happened was the last time we saw it, it was in the hands of Sabine Wren, but she gave it to a character called Bo-Katan, who was voiced by Katie Sackhoff.
That's right.
Yeah. And she was
Well, before that,
Maul had it. Maul
Yeah.
had it,
Yeah.
and
well,
then
pre-Vizsla, then Maul,
pre-Vizsla, then Maul,
Yeah.
and then Sabine got it from Maul, going to save Ezra and Kanan from
Yeah.
Maul, and then because
She had it for-
Mandalore.
She had it for a little bit of
She had it for a while
the
because
series.
there was a gap on like season 3 where she was on Mandalore.
yeah.
She was
stayed
leading
behind.
Mandalore. Yeah.
Help.
And then when she decided, no, I have to go help my crew, went to the ghost, she handed it to Bo-Katan, which means when you have the saber, you're the leader of the Mandalore people.
I think
Like,
the last
that's
thing
the
we
honor.
see is her holding.
Yeah,
the
that's
saber
the
up.
honor. She's on a ship and she's leading her clan to go save Mandalore from the Empire. And this means that quite possibly that didn't go well. And that the thing with the Darksaber, though, is that it's not won by killing each other. It's won by single combat.
Hand-to-hand combat.
And which means Gideon more than likely had to
Bested
fight
somebody.
Bo-Katan, or whoever had it. But the cool thing here is that weeks ago, Katie Sackhoff put out a very cryptic tweet saying that she's done something that is the greatest thing she had ever done. A lot of people are thinking that she's going to be portraying a live-action Bo-Katan in season 2.
Wild.
And we
Definitely
could be
could.
getting this scene of what happened on Mandalore, how did it go,
Yeah.
where'd the Darksaber go? Because you can't just drop the Darksaber and not give a backstory of how he got it.
Of
No.
course.
And,
Absolutely.
well, they have to because people that don't have
Exactly.
watched
Have
Clone
no
Wars-
Well,
idea
I
what
had
that is.
2 people call me yesterday, like, what is that? Like, where's that from?
Me too. Someone literally called me and was like, "There's black lightsabers now." I said, "That's
Yeah.
not a lightsaber."
Not a lightsaber.
But what's kind of cool is now, if you think about it, every single color in the spectrum now has a crystal.
Yeah.
Literally you got
Pretty
red, orange from the
Fallen
Order, yellow from Rey, green, blue, purple, white from Ahsoka,
Ahsoka.
and
Yeah.
black now from
All of them.
Saber.
No browner, but
A brown one would be.
They're pink. Is there a pink saber?
Pink. I mean, there's like
But there's
an
a pink
off
one.
purple, I guess.
Yeah.
It's in the same
Yeah.
same blend.
So-
But yeah, I mean, hey, this sets up a lot of things going forward. A lot of things. I mean, we know that Mando is taking from the blacksmith that he's kind of going to go find Baby Yoda's people. He wants to give him a home. Who knows what's going to happen with that? But Gideon's now still out there with a saber. He seems to have his own crew of Empire fleet on his side.
He does.
He's got some resources.
Yeah.
Some Imperial resources.
He's more important than
some pull. He knew about the Yoda, so.
Well, he said he's more important to him than anybody would know.
He was clearly a part of that purge too.
Oh, 100%. He was on Mandalore for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, God,
and it goes back to not just him having the saber, but like we had mentioned, Mando had said that's Gideon. Like he knows who he is,
and that's how we're gonna get. I think that's gonna be how we explain the Darksaber to people that don't Clone Wars and Rebels is those flashbacks of him getting the saber.
Yeah,
100%. And it might get people going to watch those episodes, which is really cool.
I already told people, I was like, oh.
Well, you know what's funny? I didn't even think about this last night. Typically I fall asleep to something like Rebels or Star Wars or whatever. I was falling asleep to the Maul Vizsla fight in Clone Wars last night. I was watching that episode last night.
It's good. I barely remember.
Watch it in chronological order. There's an actual list out there to watch.
Yeah, that's what he made me do, and I don't regret it.
But you had mentioned a couple times, Keith, Sabine. What is it you want to bring up about Sabine?
Oh, just that whole story of with her getting
with the saber.
And, I was trying to remember.
Is it a lock that we're seeing her?
I think we see her.
I don't say her.
I thought that from the moment they announced this show. Like,
I feel like it's a lock. She's the most well-known Mandalorian out there right now. That's still alive.
Yeah,
it's still alive outside of him now, clearly, but.
Yeah,
because we don't know if Boba Fett's alive, obviously, right?
Listen, that one episode with
episode 5.
I don't think it's Boba Fett anymore.
A
lot of people think it was Gideon.
I saw that and I was like,
who I think it is.
A lot of people think it was Gideon.
That's who I think it is now because he had a cape.
Do you think? Yeah, okay.
Boba Fett's cape only went down to like here. Granted, that doesn't mean that it can't be him because he has cape, but that cape was like.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, that better. Stupid Boba Fett idiot.
Hey, whoa!
I'm one of those people that. Boba Fett sucks.
Whoa!
He sucks.
Hey now.
But
Jake was
do we
loving
think that,
until that.
Just to jump back, because I didn't watch y'all's episode of that one. Do we think that she's alive still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fenric,
right?
I think it's Fennec.
Fennec is that's Hunger Games, right?
Let me look it up. Fennec is Hunger Games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up right now.
I thought it was Fenric, but
surely she's alive, right? To me, nah.
You can't. You can't use her for like 5 minutes and then kill her. There's no way. There has to be something. Either she like put herself in stasis or something when she got
or whoever that was.
Something. Yeah. There's
Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand.
Yeah. But yeah.
I was hoping he was going to go get her at the beginning of this one. He was going to go find her to
that would have been
to
cool.
help as well.
That would have been cool.
Just putting together a little team.
I mean, let's go to this then. Thoughts on season 2 and where do you think it's going to head?
I don't care.
No, man.
Mandalore.
Are we finally going to see it?
That's where I'd like to.
I think that's the one thing that we all want to see because we haven't seen it yet. In live action, we've never seen it.
Yeah. I don't need step foot on the planet and I'll be like, even if it's like rubble destruction, you see like helmets everywhere, like
because it's one of those a lot of like important planets throughout. Like something big happened. Mandalore's good. We saw you mentioned that was Lothal on
in the Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, Mandalore's been
that's
mentioned forever.
Right, exactly.
Well, they're very important. We've never seen them in live action.
I mean,
I have a feeling that, and this is probably far fetched, but we could possibly see a Mandalorian army fighting Gideon and his army, like a battle royale.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's close to. I would not be surprised if Gideon lasts multiple more seasons.
Yeah,
like
I think so too.
A while.
He could be like the arch enemy of Mando because they clearly know each other. Like they know each other.
Like I could see him being around for a while. Maybe have like you know how Thrawn had his like ones like that. Like those maybe be like the enemy of the season, and him maybe even being the final bad guy, and then claiming the Darksaber. Like
because it wasn't Sabine and her or. She's trying to reunite like her family and stuff, and trying to vaguely remember what she wanted to unite all the clans, right?
She was trying to reunite everybody, yes, and she did that. She did it. She did it, and then she gave the saber to Bo-Katan to go back with the rebels.
Right.
Yeah.
And Katie said because she's a little bit. You can say. Yeah. Because older, right?
Katie, Bo-Katan.
No, I mean Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan would we last time we saw her was in Rebels. She was probably within like the 30-year-old range.
I think she's older. Okay.
No, she's probably in like 30-year-old range. 20, I'd say like 30 to 40, and you can age her up like 20 years, something like that.
Probably about.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would love to see Katie Sackhoff play it. That'd be she's a badass.
Absolutely
dude.
could.
She's a badass. Perfect. It'd be super cool.
Yeah.
So
shows.
Yeah,
but I would like to see 10 episodes.
Are they shooting now?
They have already been shooting. Yeah, it's confirmed for next fall. It was Jon Favreau.
Yeah, he already released.
Jon Favreau released. Oh, and he released. So he posted a picture, said season 2 coming next fall, but he posted a Jabba guard, the guard from Jabba's palace, the alien, the green monster, but
ones?
It was a grown one.
Yeah, but
it was a big one, like a big, and so maybe hinting at something in the future. Who knows?
True.
Maybe going back to the palace or something.
All right, cool.
Could be interesting. So,
do you want more than 8 episodes?
No, I like 8. I think 8 was perfect. But I will say this.
I like 10.
I will say this. This was the longest episode.
Yeah.
I think they need to stick around this time frame. So it worked perfectly.
Okay.
What was the time frame?
Maybe
like 40.
It was like I think it was like 45 to 48 minutes.
Something like that.
Really? Yeah.
And the last one was 37.
Yeah.
So,
but it flew by too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It felt like it was like 25 minutes, and I was like, "Damn, that was really good." And it's 45 minutes.
I would like to see more. I love the show. I really love the series, but a lot of it is just kind of him going to a planet.
But do you think that'll change?
Thing.
Do you think that'll change?
I would like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see
I think Favreau will take the criticism and see what people are saying and kind of adjust.
I don't even think I feel like this season was like you're planting the soil.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the seeds have now been planted. You're
which is
now
what most
make
series
a story.
do.
That's why you guys may have saw I posted on Facebook. It's time to get rid of the Yoda. I meant for him. I didn't mean on the show. I meant for him because he just keeps leaving it on the ship, getting into some dangerous situation and having to. There's a lot of episodes of that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more, like you said, a direct. Okay, this is what I'm.
A direct storyline for 8 episodes.
This is my mission.
I think we do now, and the mission is to.
Yeah.
Well, now that
that's what him trying to figure out.
Now that he's been given the task of essentially finding Yoda's home planet, and then with the Darksaber, that's one storyline.
Yeah.
That's one storyline right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, there it is. Final episode of the Fandalorian Club.
Good stuff. See, this kind of stuff, and I know everything I said the other night, but as far as the movies, this is the kind of stuff I want to see. Star Wars. New, cool, new different stuff, new characters, and
I think it's where it's headed.
This is why
I think that's where it's headed.
The most brilliant thing they did was not drop the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Yes, that was perfect.
The binging method should go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Period.
And let it right into
especially for something like this, because it wouldn't have been appreciated.
Look at all the hype for the past 2 months.
I'm sure the Marvel shows will probably do the same thing, right?
I would imagine. I think Disney Plus period is going to do weekly because that's how all their shows are.
Yeah.
Like the Jeff Goldblum show and all that stuff. It's all
is that, okay.
It's all weekly.
Even the 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's one episode a week.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think everything's going to be weekly with that, which is hallelujah.
I know. You hear people saying like, "Oh, it's because they're dragging it out, so you subscribe longer." No, this is why, because you don't miss. Well, yes, but if you're gonna appreciate a show like this, you can't binge it.
Everybody talks about it every week.
Conversation every week.
Yeah. Trending every Friday.
Every
Friday
week.
morning.
Friday morning.
Whatever happened is
Twitter. My Twitter's just
and you're talking about it for that whole entire week until
the Game of Thrones thing. Like,
that's smart. It's totally smart. Cool. All right, guys. Well, it is episode 8 of the Fandalorian Club, our final one for this year. We will be back next year, but look out on either Monday or Tuesday for the next Padawan. The next Padawan is going to be a full spoiler breakdown on everything that we've seen. Hopefully we can get Jacob on. Hopefully we can get Gio on because we've all seen it. Maybe the 5 of us will be able to get on and talk about it. But for now, that is our spoiler review for episode 8, or chapter 8, Redemption of the Mandalorian. That is Brian. That is Keith. I am Jake. This is Apocalypse Movies. You guys can find us on YouTube, podcast platforms, social media.
Oh, we forgot one thing. Buried Quill.
Oh, we did bury Quill.
That was sad.
That was a sad moment.
Do we know how are they doing that? It's Nick Nolte, right? Nick Nolte and or Gary Busey.
Nick Busey. Nick Busey.
I wonder how they do that.
So it's practical.
Yeah.
And there's someone in there. There's someone in there operating.
Yeah.
But it's Nick Nolte's voice.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's incredible technology.
Absolutely missed that.
I had to give Quill.
I really like it.
No, it's
good.
And the saddest thing I saw on Twitter is he has spoken for the final time.
Yeah.
Saddest thing on Twitter.
That's a really
great character, man.
Yes,
great character with great backstory too. The Cloud City stuff and everything.
Right.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, here it is. Our final thoughts on Chapter 8. Again, this is Apocalypse Movies. We thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you. Oh.
Hey everyone, Jacob Bartley here. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out something similar from Apocalypse Movies, click this video up here. You want something a little bit different? Check out this video down here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to Apocalypse Movies and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We always love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.